What's up? alexy1 are playing kheshig? I don't know. Anton Shomoev. Probably destroying the pronunciation, but whatever. So I play this sideline sometimes against this E3 idea, and it's a pretty fun line. The idea is you go F5 here, then take there, and B6, and this is somewhat okay. I think the most critical B4 there. So D5, E5. This battery is aimed towards my king, but I can always prevent it, I guess. And the reason why B4 is better than B3 is that you can easily try and play C5 next. Okay, so this isn't really threatening anything. I'm gonna defend that pawn anyways. Let's see, if he takes on E5, I'm gonna take back with the knight. Yeah, I think I'll go A5 here. Now I have a choice of, do I want to go and put my knight on E4 or something, or do I want to play E4 myself? I'm not quite sure yet, actually. This bishop should be doing something. I want to play this, but then he's probably gonna take and queen takes and then move his queen away, and this bishop becomes a real threat. But that bishop is a threat anyways. I think queen F7 is somewhat of a useful move. Okay. Well, let's just double. I'm gonna double my rooks and then we'll see next. What happens next, I mean. It's always somewhat useful. Still, this bishop is doing nothing, so maybe I can move it around towards D7 and then to A4 or something, I don't know. It's nothing, it's doing nothing there, so. I should probably play knight C5 now. If he takes here, I'm gonna take with the rook, since if I take with the pawn, D6 and bishop D5 is very annoying. Maybe I can even go E4 now, since we can just exchange this bishop. And although this resulting ending is also somewhat worse for me, since these pawns are on the white squares, I think this should be holdable. I could even try and go queen F6 here. Yeah, I think I will. Since this pawn is never gonna fall in the ending, if the queens are exchanged. And I can easily put my rook on the G file now. I think we're doing somewhat okay here. His only plan is to push his G pawn. That's exactly what he's gonna do, but even when he plays it, I can just exchange everything and we're fine. I don't see any other plan for him. Well, you can maybe try and play B4. So I should be wary of that. So we can switch and play rook A8 here. We could also play H5. Yeah, I think I like H5. So if he plays B, yeah, well, now we're gonna go H4. That was the idea. Yeah, and this should be a draw. B4, I'm just gonna take. I don't really see a way for him to move forward here. I might be wrong though, I mean, maybe he has something? I don't know. I just don't see a way for him to achieve anything. I'm gonna take if he plays c5. I can even take again, probably. Should be... I should watch out for getting zugzwanged, but... Takes, king e7, bishop h7. And if I go like that, yeah, it's still draw, but I'm gonna be gonna get flagged here, unfortunately. It's too bad. Oh, that was a fortunate one. Still not good enough. Yeah. Too bad. But it's my own fault, I mean. Let's have a look. So this e3 is, I think, called the Rubinstein variation. I don't know. I think normal move here is c5. Even d5 is a move. But I like this sideline. And it's interesting. It involves a pawn sacrifice with this move order. I think Wesley So played this, or something like this, in Azerbaijan, like 1 week ago or something. But yeah, this knight g2 is somewhat harmless. f5 and a3. Well, this is a tad better for white since he has the bishop pair, but it's playable. And like I said, this b4 is known to be somewhat better since black is just gonna set up like that, not the rook there, but the knight, and then play c5 some maybe in the future. So it's just an extra option. b3 is a bit more passive. And d5, well, it's okay. I mean, it's always fine to move e5 here. Queen e7 seems normal. And it's an interesting position since I've got somewhat of a pickle where if I want to play e4 or if I want to keep the tension here. Also, this bishop is doing nothing. So it's interesting. I can't really move this knight since, well, for instance, if I move knight c5 here, he's just gonna take. Well, maybe knight c5 is a bad example because now I maybe have knight e4. But the point being, if we have to take with the pawn, well, this is a very bad example. Maybe a bit later on. So here, for instance, if we have to take with the pawn, d6 is always something I have to watch out for. And if queen takes, I can move my queen, and then this bishop is a monster. Still, maybe not in this exact example, since e3 is now hanging. But yeah. Slowly putting our pieces to better squares. And now it's interesting. I think I moved e4. One move later. e4 here comes down to the same thing, but after this move, e4 is even better since I can just hop in on d3. The engine doesn't like knight d3. And knight d3 is somewhat of an equalizing move, not a ambitious move, I guess is how you call it. b5 is a move I really like here. Didn't look at this during the game. So if he takes, we can take on d5, so that's not really an option. So if he takes here, I was looking at stuff like knight takes b3, but it doesn't really work, so it takes here and c6 probably. Yeah, and then we get rook a7 in, c takes d5, and even pressure on c4. If rook d1, we have knight d3 probably. Yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, and this is just an equalizing move. And I think this resulting ending should be a draw, since there isn't really a way for him to move forward. The only other option is by playing b4. So he switches, but h4 in time, and this should be a dead draw, I guess. I could also play rook h8 probably. It's probably much better. Well, much better, I mean an even more easy draw, since this is somewhat pinned. Otherwise I'm winning h2. So his rook should defend his bishop, or he should move his king all the way there. I don't know. This should also just be a draw, I guess. So this c5 idea should be good. Takes. Well, maybe this is bad. I don't know. It feels fine as well, but the downside of this is that his king might come in over the a file, and that's still not an issue. But yeah, I managed to screw up some time here. So now I'm just pre-moving everything. So this isn't really exact, but this should be an easy draw. Yeah, for instance here. I was just pre-moving. I have to just, when this king moves around towards c7, I have to defend this pawn with my bishop, and then it's just fine. Also, he's not even threatening anything, it seems. I didn't even see that. This bishop is just cutting his king off, so I can just go bishop d3, bishop e2. But yeah, this is just an easy draw. He flagged us, no worries. It was a pretty solid game, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time, bye bye.